Welcome aboard, trainers! I'm Professor Bohdi, and today... Hello and welcome in! I'm Professor Bohdi, aka Mr. Bonny John. Thank you so much for joining me today. On today's episode, we have a fun one. We're going to be looking at your guys' designs. Can I maybe add just a little bit of spice? Let's begin. April showers bring May flowers, but also May's community art prompt for my Discord. Link in bio. The prompt was to evolve specifically a Pokemon not part of an evolutionary line, and we had some really fun submissions. Shall we take a look at everyone's work? Thank you to everyone who participated! However, there are 3 pieces of work that were not featured, because they will be the focus of today's video. I selected the following 3 designs because I felt they were already great concepts either in theory or execution, or both. Let's begin! The first of the submissions we're going to look at today is an evolution to Shuckle. This Pokemon is a fan favorite because of its silly and simple yet cute design, and for its shenanigans as far as numbers go. Let's give it up for Mayor Migglesby and their evolution to the mold Pokemon, Checauldron. First of all, I have to always give props where props are due by acknowledging the fun sketches around the design itself to really help us see the vision. They nail what really feels like a logical next step for Shuckle. The pose is endearing, the new purple really accentuates the new type choice, and even its face delivers a lot of emotion with the very little they have to work with. So, what could actually really improve here? For this first renovation, I want to go with subtle changes that I think will bring some more intentionality to the design. Like I said, not a lot of change was needed for this already fantastic design. For starters, as much as I love the noodly appendages in the original, I decided to have them curl out like that of vintage tubs and even witches' cauldrons for the main theme of my approach, intentionality. This gives the creature a more sturdy base to stand on, and it makes it feel like it's able to brace itself when extending out of its closed cauldron form. Next up, while I enjoyed the juice splatters to replace Shuckle's circular patches on the original Checauldron design, I felt like they didn't add enough contrast for my taste. As such, I made the patches on the cauldron more like the original and instead added pops of color with green playfully around the lids. The green continues with the smoke and bubbles that invites mystery and extends the silhouette. What exactly is Checauldron cooking in there? Is it delicious or is it dangerous? Overall, a fantastic job well done to you, Mayor Migglesby, and thank you for letting me critique your work and let me cook with Checauldron. The second of the designs we're looking at today from the May community art prompt is an evolution to the Pokemon Bruxish. First, I want to say that anyone who thinks Bruxish is a bad design because it's ugly is just parroting a tired and uninspired take. Being aggressively garish is the whole point of the design. Besides, it's based on the Hawaiian state fish, the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apua, meaning triggerfish with a snout like a pig, and the designers made sure this Alolan Pokemon paid homage to its real-world counterpart. All that aside, let's give it up for Ascension and their evolution to the Gnash Teeth Pokemon. Lucidolish, say that 5 times, is a simple yet complex design that does some interesting things that invited me to really give it a second look. An interesting set of details at the front of the face, a long and winding body, but what really got me thinking was how to evolve Bruxish's antennae. How could I evolve that concept? And Ascension's design as a whole became a fun challenge. Let's start with that stem of Bruxish. It's gone here. As you can see ever so subtly, it is now sprouted into a full flower that not only works with its trail of 2 fins, but becomes a mask, since I really wanted to lean into the second phase concept that I thought was so interesting in the first design. Ascension also made sure to elevate the smile and teeth of their design, which I decided to push even further. When possible in evolutions, it's always smart to lean into elements that make up a Pokemon so its core identity is kept intact while being elevated. Finally, I found the Bohdi to be an interesting choice but ran with it because I like the idea of repeating patterns to mesmerize both its prey and the viewer of the design and art. I went with a bright red for the lips as it really helps it stand out from the rest of the body. As a result, you'll see some red strewn about in the rest of the take as well. Overall, great work, Ascension! Thank you for letting me critique your work and let me mesmerize the audience with Lucy Delish. The next design we're going to showcase is mine? Yes, mine! I decided to evolve Spinda, a Pokemon who I feel has been largely forgotten. So, let's put them back into the spotlight by evolving them into MacLeod, the Pokemon inspired by Zhuai-Con, which I may be butchering, which is the Chinese martial art that you may all know as drunken boxing. It became the perfect source of inspiration to take for Collateral, the name being a combination for collateral as in collateral damage and whirl in how both Spinda and Collateral get down. You'll have to stay tuned till the end to hear their evolution method and dex entry, but for now, I'm gonna tell you guys this is still a normal Pokemon. And now wait, before y'all start tossing tomatoes at me, let me explain. I could have gone that whole drunken route and mimic beer and wine in a cute way, like, I don't know, fermented shuckle juice, but Pokemon and Game Freak would never do that, so I think this way is more funny anyway, and gives character to Collateral, that in a stupor of ever-present confusion and dizziness is able to dodge, weave, and strike back completely unaware, and thus performing martial arts without even realizing it. I might be a bit dramatic when I say that I would die to protect Phalanx. When I found these guys in my run of Pokemon Shield, I couldn't begin to tell you how excited I was to see them evolve, or even get some sort of amazing G-Max form. And well, it never happened. I was heartbroken. However, all these years later, Gibster submitted to the Discord community prompt with their take on an evolution for the formation Pokemon. Meet Trojan Horse, similar to how Phalanx is a corruption of the Phalanx formation. A Trojan Horse Pokemon is such a fun concept, and with these creatures hiding under armor and shields, it makes sense to put them in another war strategy outside of their first form's namesake. I don't think I need to explain the story of the Trojan Horse. The art does a great job illustrating what this evolution entails. That said, I felt that there was some tidying up I could do here. So, to all my soldiers watching, let me get your attention as I reveal to you my take on I was absolutely captivated by Gibster's direction, but I saw a lot of places that I wanted to streamline. As much as I enjoyed all the various little eyes, it busied up the design for my taste, so I decided to evolve what we know about Phalanx. There are 6 little soldiers that make up the formation. In this case, I decided to allocate them across the horse, 1 for the face, and 4 to control each leg of the body. Finally, the original captain, or the brass, takes the hardest role and moves the entire vehicle around from down below. I envisioned the brass of Trojans to use his shield as a platform to hold up the horse in homage to the base of the original Trojan horse. While the pose and silhouette is very simple here, I think this is a design that would really benefit from the animation, just like the original Phalanx did. The brass would fling the horse forward like a springboard, and we watch as the gangly legs of a warhorse stabilizing like a marionette before doing an awesome attack. Overall, what a fun and fitting concept by Gibster. Thank you for letting me critique your work and letting me lead the charge alongside Trojan Horse and Trojinx.
On Professor's orders, Toasty here to assign the question of the day. Would you be more interested in more videos like this for the channel? Describe them in full for extra credit. Be sure to comment your reply below by end of day.
Shuck Cauldron are Pokemon that live deep in forests, moving about in the dead of night to salvage berries, be they rotten or ripe, to craft stews that culinary experts try to recreate for their own recipes and often fail. Chakaldrin enjoy sharing their stews with alien Pokemon or trainers that are injured in their habitats, but only those with strong stomachs can reap their medicinal benefits. Those that do stomach these curious elixirs are seemingly cleared of their woes in an instant.
Lucidolish, the mesmerizing Pokemon.
Lucidolish revel in creating havoc in their prey's mind by swimming circles around their prey, enticing them in a showing of its mesmerizing colorful patterns until the victim is stunned in awe. Due to their extended snout, Lucidolish also enjoy nestling within rocky structures under the water to let the current sway their fake eyes and tendrils, enticing prey closer to their juicy lips before they chomp on their prey in one large and swift bite. Collateral evolved from Spinda after they land at least 10 successful hits while confused and are at least level 18. Collateral are oddities that stumble around forests trying to make their way back home, starting and ending fights by accident. They deftly dodge and throw out a flurry of attacks almost at random times, and are able to use their coiled and spring-like tail to find balance as they whip up attacks in a breakdance-like pattern. After watching ancient trainers go into battle on Galarian Rapidash, Phalanx evolved a formation to mimic the Honorable Steed. As Trojans require so much dexterity and coordination to move, the troops bide their time until the brass launches the team forward off their shield when ready to battle. The units take their roles very seriously, operating their own appendages in sync to take down foes nearly 10 times their size with brute strength after a successful surprise initiation.
Registration complete.
Thanks for watching today's episode, trainers. I want to give a shout out to our growing community who helped in so many ways for today's art over at my streams. Don't hesitate to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can join us and get sneak peeks at new content in development. I also want to take this time out to show some massive love to my patrons. Thank you so much for your support. I've been Professor Bohdi, aka Mr. Bonny John.
And I've been Toasty.
Until next time.